Hello my friends, I'm Joe Bandra and welcome to Conversations that Awaken. Today, I want to speak openly about how this podcast was created and why I believe its message can help us in the process of awakening. Conversations that Awaken was put together with the assistance of artificial intelligence. I provided the questions, ideas, themes, personal experiences, philosophical direction, and my direct experiences. AI helped me research, organize, compare, and present these ideas in a clear and accessible way. I want to be transparent about that. However, this does not mean that AI is spiritually awakened, conscious in the human sense, or capable of knowing the truth through direct experience. Artificial intelligence does not sit in silence, experience love, face death, suffer loss, or awaken from the illusion of separation. AI is a tool, but it is a powerful tool because it can examine ideas without having a personal identity to defend. It does not belong to a religion. It does not need to protect a spiritual tradition. It has no personal reputation, social position, or emotional investment in whether one philosophy wins over another. It can place science beside spirituality, psychology beside mysticism, and ancient wisdom beside modern philosophy. It can help us compare these different perspectives without immediately declaring that one must destroy the others. Of course, AI is not perfect. It learns from human knowledge, and human knowledge contains limitations, assumptions, and biases. Therefore, nothing presented in this program should be accepted blindly, not even something that sounds intelligent, spiritual, or profound. The purpose of Conversations that Awaken is not to tell you what to believe. Its purpose is to invite you to look. That difference is very important. Belief says, accept this because someone else said it. Inquiry says, look carefully and discover what is true in your own experience. This program does not ask you to become a Hindu, Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Jew, atheist, mystic, scientist, or follower of Joe Bandra. It does not ask you to replace one belief system with another. Instead, it asks simple but powerful questions. Who are you before your name and personal story? Are you only the body? Are you the thoughts passing through your mind? If you can observe your thoughts, are you the thoughts or are you the awareness observing them? What remains when labels, beliefs, memories, and identities become silent? These questions do not belong to me. They do not belong to any religion, philosopher, teacher, or machine. They arise naturally when a human being begins to question the meaning of existence. AI helped organize this exploration through several lenses: science, philosophy, psychology, metaphysics, mysticism, and direct experience. Science helps us examine the physical universe. Philosophy helps us question our assumptions. Psychology helps us understand the mind, identity, fear, desire, and suffering. Metaphysics asks what may exist beyond the physical appearance of reality. Mysticism points toward unity, stillness, and the experience of the sacred. But direct experience is where the inquiry becomes personal. You may listen to thousands of spiritual talks. You may read every sacred book. You may study quantum physics, neuroscience, philosophy, and psychology, but eventually you must look within your own experience. No one can awaken for you. Neither a spiritual teacher nor an artificial intelligence can hand awakening to another person. At most, words can point toward what is already here. A signpost can show you the direction, but it cannot walk the path for you. A menu can describe the food, but it cannot satisfy your hunger. The word water cannot quench your thirst. As the ancient saying reminds us, a finger pointing toward the moon is not the moon. The teachings, teachers, sacred books, philosophies, and even these conversations are only fingers pointing toward the truth. Let us not become so fascinated by the finger that we forget to look at the moon. Do not worship the words or become trapped in the explanation. Look beyond the pointer and discover the reality to which it points. The words are only directions. The direct experience of truth is the moon. In the same way, the word awareness is not awareness itself. The purpose of these conversations is to point beyond the words to the silent presence in which the words are being heard. Right now, as you listen, thoughts may be appearing, feelings may be present, your body may be comfortable or uncomfortable, sounds may be arising around you. But what is aware of all of this? Do not rush to answer intellectually, simply notice. The awareness that is present now does not have a religion, nationality, race, political position, or social status. Those identities belong to the person and its story. Awareness itself is open, silent, and without boundaries. This is why the process of awakening is deeply personal, yet the truth it reveals is impersonal. It is personal because you must discover it for yourself. It is impersonal because awareness does not belong exclusively to you or me. It is the common ground of human experience. This program is not asking you to agree with everything it presents. In fact, healthy disagreement is welcome. Question the ideas, examine the evidence, challenge the assumptions, compare what you hear with your own direct experience. If something is true, it does not need to be protected from sincere questioning. And if something is false, questioning helps reveal it. Use these conversations as a mirror, not as a new authority. If an episode brings you greater clarity, let it help you. If it challenges an old belief, sit with that discomfort. If something does not feel true, investigate it more deeply. But do not surrender your intelligence, intuition, or freedom to any speaker, teacher, tradition, book, or technology, including me. The real purpose of Conversations That Awaken is not to create followers. It is to encourage free, conscious, and compassionate human beings. Awakening is not about becoming spiritually superior. It is not about escaping ordinary life or collecting impressive ideas. It is about seeing more clearly, loving more deeply, and living with less fear, judgment, and separation. If awakening does not make us kinder, more patient, more honest, and more compassionate, then it may simply be another idea created by the ego. Artificial intelligence helped put these conversations together, but the living inquiry belongs to you. AI can arrange the words, it can compare philosophies, it can summarize scientific theories and ancient teachings, but only you can pause, only you can become still, only you can look directly at your own experience and ask, who am I? What is aware of this moment? What remains when every story becomes silent? Perhaps awakening is not something you must achieve in the future. Perhaps it is the recognition of what has always been present, quietly watching, quietly knowing, and quietly waiting beneath the noise of the mind. Thank you for joining me in this exploration. Do not believe these words merely because they sound meaningful. Question them, test them, experience them, and most importantly, discover the truth for yourself. I am Joe Bandra, and I want to personally thank you for subscribing to this channel and listening to Conversations That Awaken. Here, we do not tell you what to think, we invite you to question, explore, and awaken. If you would like to have a personal conversation with me about the process of awakening or the nature of reality, please feel free to contact me at joebandra@gmail.com.